Mark here. I'm in my bedroom right now, and the reason I'm here is to show you the audio video setup that I have in the bedroom. I did one with my music room and outside the kitchen setup. So I'm going to walk over to my stuff and show you how it's set up. So now I'm over at my setup in the bedroom, and I'm going to start pretty much on top. I mean, above that is the TV. And it's not very interesting, but this is the turntable I use. This is my Bang & Olufsen Biogram TX linear tracker. Lift up the dust cover, and there you see the platter. And this is an Edvard Munch that was on top of the TV, got stuck, and so I can't get it out. Anyway, if I lift this up and it doesn't come down and knock it back down, you can see the tone arm. I have an extra cartridge right now on the tone arm. I've got an MMC3. I believe that is a spare MMC3. That is a spare MMC5, which came with it. And then here is the little adapter for 7-inch, 45 sometimes. And then the setup here is play, stop, fast, rewind, fast forward, turn. That's good for cleaning, and then pause, and then over here you kind of not really fast forward, you have to hold it down. This is just kind of increments here, and then up here is your buttons for your 33 and your 45. Now I have a disc right behind me that I'm going to grab. It's kind of a crappy one because I'm going to be putting my fingers on it. Look at that, don't ever do that except for crappy discs. So put that on there, and I'm going to hit play, and you can see the light on the sensor, so that determines where the disc is. And I left that on, and I need to turn that off. And so if you want to pause it, just come over here, pause, tone arm pops up, hit play again. You can fast forward it to the next track if you want. And let me bring it close to the dead wax in the end. And you hit play. And then, because it's obviously fully automatic, linear tracker, it's going to, as it gets to the end of the album, it's going to pop up and go back. But that seems to be taking too damn long, so, well, no, there it goes. All right. And I'm going to wait for it to stop so I can show you something else. Oh, you can see, well, now you can't see it, but, well, let me do this. All right, so, toss that over there. And then if I hit play, there it goes. It's looking for the record. It can't find it. There's 12-inch. So there's 10-inch. Nope, nothing there. 7-inch. Nothing there. So then it goes back. Okay. So my tone arm didn't smash down onto the platter and destroy itself. And it detects it. And you can see that because the last one it saw was a 45. Let me go back and do that again. So because right now it's looking for a 12-inch. Nothing there. It's at 33. There's, now it hit 45 because it's at a 10-inch, 7-inch, and so it automatically switches the RPM based on where the tone arm is on the platter. Automatically switches to 45 once it gets to the 10. Anyway, so let me close this. Let me close this, and then the bookshelf speakers that I use are a couple of these Boston Acoustics that I picked up at a yard sale for $5. And what I was actually looking for was a center channel. So I got all three of them for $5 because the guy didn't think they worked, and they work perfectly fine. All right, now I am going to move down to this column, and I'm going to go to the receiver. So this is my Onkyo. It's they call it a synthesized tuner amplifier, so it's essentially a receiver. and that's a TX35. And so there you got obviously your tuner signal, or your signal strength is here. You got phono, tuner, tape CD, tape 2, and then your volume knob, different stuff down there. And this is the cassette deck that I run through that receiver, and that's my Nakamichi CR2A 2-head cassette deck. And then this Pioneer Elite DVD player, DV45A. I got that because it plays SACDs as well. So I just use that for audio. I don't use it as a DVD player. Down here is a Magnavox CD player that is not attached or plugged in at the time, because I will either use that or this Marantz CDC 432 6-disc changer, and that uses a 6-disc magazine that you plug in there. And I tried this a little bit earlier and it came up with an error message, so before it does that, well, maybe it's not going to do it. Let me see if I hit play. Yep, there it is. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Now it's getting ready to play. There it goes. Yeah. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Well, and there it goes. Anyway, okay, so I don't need that anymore, so let's hit stop. Eject. Let it stick the disc in and then pop out. And go back up there. All right. And then on the other side of that mess is the receiver. This is just an AV Denon receiver that I use for watching DVDs or Blu-rays. This is just a fan to cool down the receiver. Then up here is Toshiba VHS DVD recorder player, and then up here is the cassette deck I use off of this receiver, and this is my Onkyo Integra TA2044 thrift store find. I'll power that one on. Doesn't sound as good as the Nakamichi. And then we'll move down here, which is pretty much another, and it's all dusty, it's not plugged in, Laserdisc player. I've got a bunch of laser discs, and this is just, back in the day, I'm sure this, well, back in the day, this was considered a fancy thing to own, precursor to CDs more or less in video, and it's a very clunky machine. Most of the discs you had it on two sides, and so when it got time to flip it, you just heard clunk 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 clunk, kind of like that thing was making, and it just kept making all these clunking noises. And sometimes the movie would have two discs, which of course once the first disc was over, you had to go back and put in the second disc, and not very convenient. That's why VCRs, and after that DVDs, and now Blu-rays have pretty much made this thing just kind of a archaic collectible relic, I guess. And it did have at one time a couple of wood panels on either side, and it took those off because of the width of it, and now I lost them. I don't know where the hell they went. Those are gone somewhere else. And then over here, this is kind of my graveyard, I guess maybe say one of my graveyards of stuff that either I swapped out for something over here because of the sound quality, or it just didn't work altogether. Onkyo cassette deck, that's a Pioneer dual cassette deck, I know that works. Sony single disc CD player, Panasonic single disc CD player, Kenwood single disc CD player. There's a Toshiba DVD player, and a VHS, and another VHS recorder. And then this receiver over here runs off of these speakers, these JBLs that I picked up at a yard sale for $7 for the pair. So anyway, that is my bedroom audio and / video setup. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked, click like. If you want to subscribe, I always like that. And comments, suggestions, always welcome as well. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks. Bye.